Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my updated Pale Moon deck for Stride. So they did get their Stride units in Fire's collection, and there's still no sign of when Pale Moon will get actual cards in a set release. My guess is it'll be set number 5, since it has been a while. But it could be later than that, since they did get cards in Infinite Rebirth, so it still hasn't been a year since they got cards, but it's coming up. So for this one, this is my Silver Thorn. It's primarily Silver Thorn, but there's a twist, and you'll see. So I'm running 2 Mystique Lucia. Typically, you're gonna bring this out once or twice a game, depending on. I mean, I see a lot of people running 4 of this. I think that's kind of too much. You won't stride that much, at least right now, since there's no stride fodder. So I think 2 is enough, because you'll end up wanting to stride other things too, like this guy. So 2 Clifford. Clifford is usually going to be the first stride until you have your soul set up. But he could be the second one. It just depends. Just depends on how you are able to set up the soul in the early game. So these are the Pale Moon Fighters Collection cards. The 1 Blizza, the 1 Atmos, and the 2 Element Madu. People are probably looking, okay, this is in here, so I kind of know what's in the grade 3 lineup now. So kind of spoils it. Maybe I should do these at the end of the video. So for grade 3s, I'm running 3 Silverthorn Dragon Empress Venus Lucia. She is an okay card to ride first, but not the ideal one. You can, but it's because there's no Limit Break Enabler. This deck is kind of slow, so you're going to want to try to stride as fast as you can. And then I did run 1 Dragon Queen Lucia Reverse. Nice thing about Lucia Reverse, she's not a special counterblast, and she helps you build up advantage relatively easily without high cost. Whereas this one, you kind of want the soul to be set up before you go off, and that's the reason why they give her that soul charge too, just to try to help fix the soul if you were getting unlucky. So 3 Lucia or Venus Lucia and 1 reverse, just because the reverse one just gives you free more consistent advantage. This one's kind of random, call 3 things, and it's a hefty cost, so you can't really use it. You use it like twice a game at most, but I don't know, I may take reverse out. I just wanted to run reverse again. But that's the Lucia 11 case, and then I am running the 2 the original Lucia. This is the 10k original. This one, you don't really want to ride this first, but the nice thing about this is it's kind of like Amon. The effect where she gains 3k every time something is called from the soul. You can combo this with Zelma early if you have to ride this first. I mean, ideally that's what you want to do. So you can still kind of go off as the first Vanguard, but just 10k Vanguards are just kind of, you know, in trouble right now. Like there's situations where it's really hard to defend them. But that's the reason why we are running this, or one of the reasons. The other reason is because I am running another grade 3 in here. So if those who saw what I call my Dark Legion Pale Moon deck from several months ago, it was a combination of this with Lucia Reverse. So basically what I did was I combined my pure Silverthorn build with my other alternative Pale Moon deck that actually featured the Legion, because this Legion is actually really good. And ideally, if you open up with this, your chances of winning are actually quite high from what I found, compared to if you use Lucia, because sometimes just the matchups for Silverthorns can be really tough. So especially against stuff like Gear Chronicle and weird things, they never let you keep a board, and you'll start exhausting your soul and you'll have trouble. So the Legion's just really good in general, just because it's a Legion. Throw all my criticals, throw all my heals back in the deck, Legion up, call 3 cards, just call Soul Charge 2, Counterblast 2, so basically it's when you Legion, Counterblast 2, Soul Charge 2, call 3 cards from the Soul. And she has the same effect as regular Lucia, where she gets 3k when a unit's placed on R from the Soul. So, yeah, a lot better than regular Lucia. So 3 Legion, because it's primarily Silverthorn focused, so I did drop it down to 3. Originally I was running 4, but I took 1 out for Lucia Reverse. I don't know if that's a mistake. In playtesting it so far, I playtested it a couple times. I've never had to use Reverse. I've just used her for stride fodder. So So if you notice, it's 9 grade 3s. Because like I said before, decks that don't have Stride Fodder, in my opinion, benefit a lot by running 9 grade 3s. So I recommend running 9 grade 3s if you don't have Stride Fodder. And by Stride Fodder, I mean the grade 1. The grade 1 that you can discard. So next, for Legion Mate, just because Legion Mate, you might Soul Charge 1 into the Soul at random. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of ways to get this into the Soul. But it's not too big of a deal. You just kind of want it to go off on the turn you Legion. So that's why it's in there. And then 4, probably the most important grade 2 in my opinion. 4 Silverthorn Upright Lion. This is what makes the deck really good. So basically, same effect as this guy and Lukie and the Legion, where when a unit is called from the Soul, it gets 3k. That's what both of these do. So there's like 8 targets that can do this on the turn you're Legioning. So yeah. And then 3 Marisika, mainly because of early game rush. If you eat like 2 damage, you can use one of the counterblasts if the opponent lets it hit, just to get extra attack and like swing at a rear guard or something. Or if they didn't check a trigger, you can swing at the Vanguard again to force more guard. So really good, and it works regardless of what the Vanguard is. The only bad thing about it is you can only call a Silverthorn, so you can only call like another one of her, or this, or a grade 3 that got soul charged. Can't call the Tiger, so that's the only downside. So that's grade 2s. Grade 1. 2 Irina, because if you ride the Legion and you draw into this later, you can't use its effect, so it's kind of hindered. But usually, if this is your turn 1 ride, then you'll just use the effect. And then later on, if you're sitting on Lukie, you call this out from the Soul and it goes off. So you really only need like 1 of these in the Soul. So 2 is enough. 2 just in the event where 1 is in the damage zone, or already used in the drop zone or something. And then 3 Anna, just because I chose 3 Anna over the 3 Irina instead of 2 Anna, because Anna works with the Legion. She has that pressure, she's like the best booster in the deck. So 3 of her. And then 4 of one of the most important cards, 4 Zelma. Zelma, you actually can, you can actually use it when you place it on R and you have the Legion as the Vanguard. It doesn't require you to have a Silverthorn Vanguard, it's just Pale Moon Vanguard, but you have to put a Silverthorn into the Soul and pull a Silverthorn out of the Soul. So again, it does not combo with copies of the Tiger or the random copies of this that might get Soul Charged. So that's the only thing I found, but I need it because over Purple Trapezes, only because I need to hit the proper numbers. So that's why 7k boost with this is very important. And then 4 Lydia, Perfect Guard, Silverthorn Perfect Guard, must run 4. 4 Silverthorn draw, 4 Silverthorn critical, 4 Poison Juggler critical, 4 Silverthorn heal. So I went back to 8 critical, 4 draw for Silverthorns because I'll explain why. The stands on the off turn where you're not where your Legion is already used up and you have a column like this, stands, I mean, this isn't going to hit for huge numbers, especially when on the turn you stride. When you stride, if you're calling stuff out, the Tiger's dead because it's Legion only. So that forced me to switch back to criticals because the columns don't get high enough anymore unless you have the ideal setup where you've got like 2 of these. The columns don't get as strong as they used to consistently enough, where it doesn't justify running stands over criticals, in my opinion. So you can still run stands if you want. Also because Venus is a special counterblast to Silverthorn to use her effect. But honestly, just manage the counterblast, like use her to counterblast non-Silverthorns. Shouldn't be a problem. And because Poison Juggler is also the Flame of Victory clone, so you can just put him in the Soul and give something 3k, and then you can just call him out later. So not too big of a deal breaker there. And then 1 Emily or Emile, because she's the best starter for Silver Thorns right now, especially since I'm running this and this. So she can escape Kagero and any annoying, you know, like something that retires or messes with your field. She can escape really quickly, go in the soul, look at 5. You can do the effect even when you're sitting on a tiger as the Vanguard, or this is the Vanguard. You can just straight up just use her effect whenever. And the only thing is she can only put a grade 3, 2, and 1 Silver Thorn in the soul, so she can't put either of these into the soul. But I found that you call her out from the soul enough times that you can use her effect like 3 or more times a game, and then Legion again later on. So that was basically the new Silver Thorn build that I went with. It combines Legion because in my opinion Legion is like one of the best mechanics in the game. So hopefully in the future there will be a Silver Thorn Legion revival or something for Lucia. That would be really cool. So anyway guys, once again, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like these videos, please subscribe and stay tuned for more Cardfight Vanguard videos. Thanks.